Hello guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Today I'm super mega excited to be sharing this video with you guys because today we have to talk about best lesbian ships ever. This is only gonna be a part 1. I will be doing a part 2 very soon because I just wanted to revive these lesbian couples that are legendary, that we all loved and enjoyed while they were streaming, while they were, out there. But before we get into more details, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and also let me know your personal opinion down below in the comments as well, because it's super important. And I also want to say that I've activated the sticker just in case any of you would like to make a donation. So let's get right into it. So first we're gonna start off with Lexa and Clark. This lesbian ship completely broke the internet back in 2015-2016. The 100 is a post-apocalypse shows which includes the lesbian couple Lexa and Clark are both leaders. The two are an incredible chemistry. They started out as enemies, but they didn't last long because they actually became allies and eventually got romantically involved with each other, and their relationship was giving everything it was supposed to give, despite the outcome, despite how things ended when they were on TV, when they were on the show together. It was just a 10 out of a 10. And then we have to move on to Villainy and Eve. The show is called Killing Eve. It's about M60 Asian Eve and Villainy, who are equally obsessed with each other as the fans are with their relationship. They have an incredible tension between them. Right after the moment they lay eyes on each other in season 2, they actually end up working together. This is actually a legendary couple just because of how they treat each other. It's like a hate-love type of vibe, type of relationship, and that really made them gain a very big fan base because of that. And then we have to move on to, of course, this classic one, Val and Nicole. Wayana Earp follows the life of badass demon fighter Wayani Earp and her family and friends. The last season aired in 2020. The show, showcased a truly beautiful lesbian relationship between Waweli and Nicole, who is one of the town's cops. They actually end up getting married, and that just makes their relationship even more romantic and deep because these two, they're like the chemistry, the romance, the way, the affection, the how they were affectionate with one another was just giving everything it was supposed to give. And then moving on, we have Sarah and Ava. The show is based in the DC Comics with the same name, Legends of Tomorrow. Sarah is the canary leader of the Legends and captain of the Waladim. Ava is a lesbian clone from the future that works for the Timmy Burio. And this lesbian TV ship is also a good example of enemies to lovers. It seems to be a very popular topic among lesbian ships, which I personally do agree with, because most of them, when they start like that, it actually ends up with a happy ending. So hey, this is a classic couple. I actually follow them, and to be honest, if you guys don't know about him, you guys should go do your research because it's giving. And then moving on, we have another classic one, and it's Annalise and Eve, lesbian power couple on HTGAWM. Is a legal thriller TV series from the US which is pretty queer. Annalise is a main character of the series. At some point, she actually gets into a relationship with Eve. Eve is a lawyer and Annalise is a high-profile defense attorney. Basically, they are a match made in heaven because they work in the same industry. They work basically almost together. There's the connection, they vibe, they have a lot to talk about, they have a lot to discuss. They just have so much in common, but at the same time they are two completely different people. And it's just interesting to see how their love developed for one another, because to be honest, at the beginning I thought it wasn't gonna work, but hey, one thing led to another and it happened. And then moving on, we have Scarlett and Ruby. The show is American Horror Story. Scarlett is closeted but very aware of her orientation. She falls in love with Ruby, a ghost living in her house. The two lovers eliminate people together. Ruby is very protective of Scarlett and wants her to stay with her in her forever house. The world means that Scarlett would also have to become a ghost. So that was actually the reason why things between these two actually came to not an end but a difficult situation, because they were just two different in two different situations, and it was very hard to make it work. And then moving on, we have Ellie and Shyla. The supernatural drama series Motherland Fort Salem follows three witches. One of these witches is Raeli, a lesbian. In the very first episode, Ellie and Shyla fall eyes on each other. Shyla is a second-year cadet at Fort Salem. They have a complicated relationship because of everything else that was going on, but eventually they reunited and things look like, it finally took the turn that it was supposed to take. At the beginning, I was skeptical about it. I didn't know if, the writers will actually reunite them and make their relationship blossom again. But it actually ended up happening, and I had to include them on this list because they are a true classic. And then moving on, we have one of my personal favorites of all time, Delfin and Cosmo. The show is named Orphan Black. It's a science fiction show about clones. One of the clones is Cosmo, the cool lesbian scientist of the group. Delfin and Cosmo meets on season 1. Delfin poses as a student at Cosmo's university. The two grew up actually an incredible relationship. You can clearly see that two, they actually grew together and how deep their relationship worked. Just how everything happened and how they handled each other, how they supported, how they fought, how they made it work, how the other one felt like the other one was betraying her, and how they made it, come back to that love level. It's just amazing. And then moving on, we have Annie and Anne. Gentleman Jack is based on the real life using the diary from Annie Lister, who lived in the 19th century. The show tells the story of her lesbian life. The show starts when the two first meet. Annie immediately shows interest in Annie, while Annie is a little hesitant at first. However, the two quickly become intimate, and yes, they also end up getting married. Yeah, and they also loved each other so much, and they were really trying to make their relationship work. It was difficult. It was very difficult, but they found a way to make things work. They had a lot of temptation. They had a lot going on at that time, but they did what they needed to do. And then moving on, we have Jamie and Danny. The show is actually called Haunted of Bly Manor. The second season of the series not only focuses on the horror aspect, it also gives us a beautiful lesbian love story between Jamie and Danny. And it's super popular. The two met, when Danny moves to London to take care of two children at the Bly Manor, where Jamie is the gardener who works there. I actually found out about the show very late, but when I actually went to tune in to watch, to be honest, I only went to watch them and to go to support them because they did it. I thought they wouldn't, actually have that chemistry and that bond, but they actually end up having it, and I loved every second of it. And then moving on to the last one, I had to put this one last because this is a classic. This one is no introduction. It's Arizona and Kali. This one needs no introduction at all. The medical drama Grey's Anatomy lesbian couple, Dr. Arizona and Dr. Kali, are two of the main characters, that was actually on the show at that time, and their relationship was one of the longest relationships on the series, defending just how lesbian couples, working together, being a couple, building a family, and then going through very difficult and complicated moments in life together, and then falling apart and then reuniting. It was just giving all of it. So yes, guys, that's basically it. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and which other couple should I go ahead and include on the second list that will be coming very soon. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe.